What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Fish and Friends with Danny and Gina. I'm Danny, and Gina should be here. She'll be here soon. She's probably just got home from work right now and is getting all of everything together and all that stuff. So she will be joining us here momentarily. I just came from a game night, actually, so I almost thought about calling this stream off as well, but I've been calling off so many streams recently that, like, gosh, people probably don't even know that I'm streaming tonight, especially because I'm streaming like 2 hours later than I normally stream too. But yeah, with the auction, and the auction last week went like an hour later than it even normally does. So instead of even starting at 10, I wouldn't have been able to even start until like 11 if I wanted like anybody to be there watching it all. So I just decided to not stream. But this being probably the last time we're going to be able to stream on like a Saturday or whatever on like our normal time, even though it's not our normal time. Just with everything that's been changing in my life, this is probably going to be the last time I'll be streaming like regularly on a Saturday. Just because I start at Petco tomorrow, and Gina will be coming back to work at this Petco at some point soon as well. And then that's going to be a lot of fun. But my schedule and Gina's schedule is going to change. And I'm sure, every Saturday is going to have either myself or Gina closing. That's just the way that it is. So, either it's going to be myself or Gina every Saturday, or you're going to get us way later, which I don't necessarily want to stream later because I have to be at work at 6 a.m. tomorrow. I am not excited about that whatsoever. They were originally, I was actually going to start on Monday on my birthday, which, yep, happy birthday to me. My birthday's Monday. I was going to start on Monday, but when he was kind of showing me the schedule, he's like, well, it looks like I only scheduled you for 4 days. So he was looking like, well, I can come in on Sunday or whatever day you want me to come on, it's fine. Just add me on. And he's like, okay, I'll do that, and I'll add you on, and then I'll, send you the schedule. And I guess he forgot to end up sending me the schedule, so I called earlier today. And yeah, I have to work tomorrow at 6 a.m. Not super happy about that, but it is what it is. I guess they get started super early on getting all the animals set up and stuff on Sunday, and I guess maybe work freight or something. I don't know. I'm going to find out why they start so early on a Sunday, even though typically on Sundays, well, actually, I'm not 100% sure on what the store out. I got to double check the store hours on this Petco, because there might be different on their Sundays. Because when I worked at Pet Supplies Plus, on Sunday we started an hour later, and we also closed at 6:30 instead of, or at 6 instead of 9. So let me look. So yeah, 9 to 9 is a normal store hours, and Sunday is 10 to 7. Okay. Nine to 9, 10 to 7. Okay. So if the store doesn't open until 10, why do I have to be there at 6 a.m.? I don't know. I will find out. But the main reason I'm not super excited about it is because I was waiting for him to like send me like the schedule or call me or whatever to let me know if he added me on Sunday or not. And he never did. So I ended up calling, and I called in the middle of the afternoon today, and you know, come to find out I have to work at 6 a.m. tomorrow, and it's like I stayed up really late last night. I've been staying up late every night the last couple weeks because I haven't had to work, and I stayed up really late last night. I didn't. I ended up sleeping way later than I even planned on sleeping today. Like, I was hoping to be getting out of bed about 10 a.m. and like sleeping until like 10, but I stayed up so late, and I guess I slept so good with my nice new weighted blanket and all that that I woke up and checked my phone and all that and saw that it was like 12:30 or whatever. I'm like, 12:30, dang it, and all that. I didn't want to get up that late. And then, yeah, come to find out now I gotta pretty much, go to sleep and wake up super early. So, it's gonna be hard to go to sleep tonight. And then all the anxiety and stuff too has been starting to kick in. Like, as soon as I got off the phone finding out that I have to start work tomorrow at 6 a.m., I immediately started to feel sick. I'm like, oh great, here comes the anxiety and all that stuff.
Speaking of, here comes the anxiety.
Yeah.
Here.
Gina! Oh my goodness. The YouTube realm has missed you.
I know. Ugh. It's been an adventure.
But man, yeah, I feel so sorry about all the stuff you've been having to go through.
Oh, it's fine. We were overdue for a big hospital trip like that.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess it all kind of comes down, you're kind of used to that sort of thing ish with, uh, the type of stuff that your son goes through all the time. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. All
But
right,
still,
let me edit. Take off live reactions.
yeah.
Honk.
Oh, man. But yeah, it's like, I know tomorrow pretty much all I'm really going to have to do is a bunch of like computer training and videos and stuff like that. But it's like, still, the anxiety is already kicking in that I
Oh,
have
you
to
don't start
start
till
a
next
new.
week or
No,
this week?
I start tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
So like the anxiety is already kicking in.
Oh, you're
Like,
fine.
I'm like freaking out. Not that I'm like,
fine.
I know I'm gonna be fine, but it's just like what I was talking about is I didn't know I had to work until 6 a.m. tomorrow until this afternoon when I called.
Oh.
Yeah, I was originally gonna start on Monday, but when I was there last week, I was grabbing some crickets. And I was like, glad you're here. Let me, kind of show you the schedule and stuff. And we noticed that he had only scheduled me for 4 days. So I said, you can add me on Sunday, Wednesday, whatever day you want to add me on. Just just let me know. And he's like, okay, yeah, I'll figure it out, and then I'll text you the schedule. And so I'm like, cool. Well, he never texted me the schedule, so I called this afternoon, and they're like, yeah, he did add you for tomorrow, so 6 a.m. tomorrow. I'm like, oh, and I've been staying up super late since I haven't had to work the last couple of weeks. I stayed up later last night than I had planned on, and slept way later today than I had planned on. I didn't get out of bed until like 12:30. And so then it's like, well, crap, now I got to go to bed in like 8 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was going to cancel the live stream, but it's just like, well, I've canceled the live stream the last couple weeks. People have been missing information and stuff. And then, as we don't live stream, people start to find other stuff to do on a Saturday night, so you lose viewers and stuff like that. So
Yeah. But I
but
figured,
now
well,
we're
I
streaming
figured
two
we would only
hours
go for
later
like,
too.
yeah. I figured we would probably only go an hour since we're starting so late.
Oh yeah, tonight definitely only going an hour because I gotta go to bed as soon as possible. But it's like I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get any sleep because I got so much sleep already.
You got any melatonin sitting around?
I do.
There you go. Oh
I'm gonna,
well, you might overdose on melatonin and not wake up.
I've
Like
done that.
a full dose might be too much.
I haven't taken any melatonin in a while, so it should be pretty effective. So I should just be able to take
Like a half or maybe
a
even like
normal
a
dose or
third.
whatever or something and
I don't know, maybe a
go
half
with it.
dose. Kane's on melatonin.
I've tried to do that before, and sometimes it's worked. Sometimes it's like I don't know if maybe potentially it made matters worse
Oh,
because then it's like I didn't get any sleep still, but I feel like incredibly drowsy like all day, and so it's just like, did it get worse? Did it not? I don't really know, but
got you.
like either way, I didn't really get much sleep the entire night is the main thing. So
Gotcha.
yeah, I don't know. I just kind of wish I would have known so I could have maybe tried to transition myself a little bit. But then again, I don't really tend to do that. I try to do that. And I tell myself I'm going to, but then I end up doing the same thing that I did anyway.
So I take it
So
you're probably gonna work with him in the morning. Like, is he gonna be
yeah.
there at 6 a.m.? Okay, and he'll
He's
probably
gonna
just
be
start
there,
you
and somebody else is gonna be there. I guess they're gonna show me all the stuff as far as how they open the animals and all that.
right.
But I am just kind of wondering. It's like, why are they gonna be there so early when the store doesn't even open until 10 on Sundays?
Right. I wonder if they
But
get
I guess
started on
maybe
animal
they have
cleaning.
a bunch of freight and stuff to go through, or yeah, maybe they do their animal cleaning in the morning before. I know that's one of the things that he said that I actually really liked when we were in the interview is that he says he schedules time like before and after work to get a lot of different things done because like you just can't get that stuff done when there's only like two people in the store and you got five customers and all that stuff in the building. So
Yep, that's what my current store does. On our animal manager comes in at 6 a.m. pretty much almost every day, because that's just his availability. Um, and yeah, he works on gets all the animal cleaning done uh, before the store opens.
yeah. Because man, like I remember trying to work at Pet Supplies Plus, like, and that was so many times that my boss like would yell at me about different things too, because just like, yeah, when there's only two of you in the store and you know you're the only one that has any actual information about the animals, the other person doesn't really know anything. They were just hired to be a cashier, like and you're trying to, you know, set a planogram and shut down the animals, and you got three people in the store that like one of them just got a new puppy and they're wanting a good recommendation on which dog food is the best, and of course they got 1,000 questions on why this dog food is the best or whatever else, and it's just like, how am I supposed to get all these things done? It's like,
Or just, we just got a puppy. What's everything? What all do we need?
right. Yeah. Yeah.
You have to go through each section. You're like, all right, let's start in the health and wellness section. Let's get the
Yeah.
potty pads. Let's get the toothbrushes. Let's get the, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm customer oriented is what I am. So I always put like the customers first, and like I'll put everything else down and like go help the customer if that's like what I'm supposed like what needs to be done.
Yep.
Because I'm not very good at multitasking. So, like, if somebody starts asking me questions, like, I gotta kind of stop what I'm doing and like give them the attention that they deserve, and really pay attention to what they're saying, because like I have like perception disorders and stuff too, and have trouble understanding people sometimes, and so you got to really
Yeet.
focus on conversations, or everything just kind of sounds like mumbo jumbo.
Yeet.
Nobody has said anything in chat the entire time yet. We've had a few waves of like up to like 7 or 8 people, and then down to a couple and whatever. And I think what is Vibe stream during this time normally?
Yeah, Vibes is also streaming.
So I'm just a little surprised nobody's even said like hello at all. But hello to you people
Hello to
not
you
in
3 people.
chat.
Yeah, 3 people who are lurking.
uh
It's all good.
but yeah, everything's gonna be for you guys that are gonna be watching on the replay or whatever.
Whip.
You know, everything's gonna be changing as far as live stream and whatever else. Gina and I are going to try to keep the show going, but as far as what day it's going to be on, what time it's going to be, that right now is kind of up in the air because um, my training schedule is going to be really weird and all that as I'm going through my training for the next like 2 weeks, and then after that, maybe we might be able to start getting on kind of a set schedule. But then I'm not exactly sure when Gina is like officially going to be coming to the store. But then when she gets there, then after a couple weeks or whatever, then Gina and I will be able to work out some sort of semi-set schedule, I guess, at least.
Right.
And it's just Brian doesn't want necessarily the same person closing every Saturday night and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, sometimes it sucks to be the person that has to close every single Saturday night. But me personally, I don't really care. I do like to have more of a set schedule versus a kind of floating, changing schedule, just because I really just like consistency and all that. So if I have to end up closing every Saturday night and that's what it is, like I'm fine with that.
I think it's
Maybe
just that's what we used to do back when I was at Florissant before, is that we would rotate Saturdays. But maybe like if you don't mind closing, then Brian and I can like rotate who opens. Like,
yeah, because I would really like to have Friday nights off. So
yeah.
if so, friggin' if you close every Friday night and I close every Saturday night, I'm totally fine with that. But whatever, that's
We'll
just
figure it out.
something that we'll have to, figure out as the couple weeks go by, maybe even a month. So you guys will have to, I guess, just keep paying attention, and eventually, you know, Gina and I will be able to find a certain day to where
Hit a button.
we'll have another, set night for a live stream, hopefully. Until then, I'll probably do some pop up live streams here and there. Um, let you guys know what's going on and stuff. Um, but yeah, that's just kind of it. So
Yeah.
this is even though we're not on our normal time, this will be the last like regular Saturday Fish and Friends live stream.
For now.
Yep. So whenever we figure out what the new day will be, I'll have to adjust the intro to show the right day and time.
Yeet. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
But yeah, I'm excited and nervous, and it's like it all just starts tomorrow.
Change.
Yep.
Well, the good news is that we just changed our phone provider. They dumped the old one and now we have Zoom phones. So you don't have to transition to it like all the rest of us are. You're going to be learning the new phone system.
Oh,
Yeah. So that's good
so
for
I'm
you.
yeah. Who knows? I might catch on to it faster and be able to help you guys learn. So
Probably.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
fast on catching on to things. As long as I'm like shown how to do it, and so that's why I'm really hoping he does do what he said he was gonna do, like schedule me like a week in another store to work with their merchandising
Yep.
person and like do it side by side with them.
Oh, I'm sure. That's usually the best way to do it so you're not just thrown to the wolves.
Well, that's really just the best way for me to learn anything. I know everybody kind of learns in their own way, but I'm very much a learn it by doing it sort of thing.
Yep.
I can't just like you can't just like give me a manual that explains how to like do the job and then like expect me to like be able to do the job. Like I'll be able to kind of understand it, for the most part, but the easiest way for me to learn is just somebody to show me and then for me to mimic it.
And then make it your own. Yep. I'm the
Yeah.
same.
Yep.
Um so did he not get you on Dayforce yet? I guess that's why you didn't know the schedule.
Dayforce.
I guess not if you don't know what that is. That's probably
No,
what
I
he's
know
going to do tomorrow.
Workday.
Yes, there's Workday.
I thought maybe I could see it on Workday, so I
So
signed in on
it's
Workday again, and it was not that at all.
it's weird because Workday is where you're going to put in your time off requests.
Right.
It used to be all on
What?
Dayforce, but I think they're in the middle of trying to convert over to Workday and it's just not all fully converted yet.
Oh.
But yeah, Dayforce is where the schedule is posted.
But I've worked with Workday before. I believe Workday was what we used at Target, actually.
Got you.
Um, but yours is a little bit different at Petco. But then that's just how it is. Workday is um, it's a platform. It's not really like its own sort of thing. So everybody has theirs kind of set up a little bit differently.
Yeah, that's where they're converting like all of the communication. Or no, that's Store IQ. That's where they're putting like all the policies and stuff is going to be on
Yeah.
Workday.
Yeah, it's kind of more like the HR side where you fill out your taxes and all that other stuff. And yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and the
what I had to
training.
use
That's where all the
Workday
training.
Workday was all where all the training was. That's where I had to put in my time off requests and everything, and that's where I had to actually put in my resignation letter and all that at Target too. I remember. And yeah, it was funny. Like I went in and I did it all on the computer, and then right after I did it, that's when I went up to my bosses, and so it's like, "Yep, I just quit." Thanks, everybody. It was great.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I left on really good terms at Target. Like, part of me didn't really want to leave because I did enjoy working there. And I really liked my boss and all that stuff. And I pretty much enjoyed my job, but there was changes that I could see coming down the corporate ladder to where I feel like my actual position was going to be kind of going away. And so, and there was a lot of other changes and stuff that were coming around that I just didn't really agree with. So I just kind of wanted to get away from Target as a company, even though I didn't really want to get rid of my job. And then, the pet store, seemed really promising, like it was going to be awesome to work there. And it would have been had my boss not been a nightmare. So
Right.
hopefully this time it works out really nicely.
It will. It'll be awesome. We'll be fine.
Yeah. And I'll still get to see um, a lot of my customers, hopefully.
Yeah.
A lot of them have dogs, um, and some of them had other animals and stuff too. So any of them that were relatively close to Florissant or in Florissant or whatever, I was just like, hey, I'm gonna be coming to work at this Petco. So if you ever shop there, you'll probably see me there. Some of them shop there already. Some of them, might be PetSmart people or something like that I'm trying to convert over to Petco
Or Pets Plus people.
or that. Um, yeah.
Or grocery store people.
Yeah. Well, see, that's what's interesting too. Yeah, there's definitely people that like old customers of mine that I would run into at Deerberg's. You know,
Yep.
the only thing now is that uh they don't necessarily spot me in Deerberg's as fast because like I'm not wearing my uniform or anything like that, or I don't
Right.
have my big yellow truck to stand out anymore. So I'm like incognito Danny now.
Incognito mode. Now you're just Danny, not Danny Schwan guy.
Yeah. I had to change my voicemail and all that stuff too. Because I wanted to make sure my voicemail said, that I worked for Schwann's and then, worked for Yellow as well, because like I was always giving people my phone number and like I would be like calling them and stuff like that too. And so, if they called me back and I didn't answer, I wanted it to simply say that you were getting called from Schwann's.
Yeah.
Uh,
Be
now
professional.
I'm just Danny again. So I said something like, "Hi, this is Danny. If it's important, call back a second time and I'll probably answer. If not, go ahead and leave a message. And well, if it's not important, why are you calling me?"
Yup.
Oh, the first chat of the night, groundhog with a laugh.
Ground fog. Hello, hello.
What's up, ground fog?
Good old ground fog.
Some people might be coming in and get confused because of the chats that are there too, but hopefully they can see that I chatted those last week. And that when I said see y'all next week, I meant today.
Today.
What's up, ground fog? It is a good evening.
It is a good evening. It's a nice day today. Nice sweater weather.
So let's see. 6 a.m. So it's 7, 8, 9, 10.
I was getting into
11,
work today,
12.
and there was these two teenagers walking out, and of course
3.
they're wearing like t-shirts and little shorts, and they're carrying their Starbucks, and they're like, "Oh, it's cold." I was like, "Well, put some fucking clothes on." Like, Jesus Christ. It is
Yeah.
fall.
Right? Yeah, I took all my banana trees and my cannas and stuff inside, dug all those up, and Oh, my elephant ears too. And now I got my lemon tree in my closet again. I gave that a really good trim. It was kind of growing in some weird ways, so.
I say I'm not like saying don't wear shorts in fall, but like don't wear shorts and then complain that it's cold. Like,
Yeah. Right.
because I know people who refuse to wear pants all winter. Old coworker of mine who moved to a different city in the same state. Yeah, he wore shorts all winter, but he never complained.
Yeah. I mean, there was a couple days, like last week or a couple weeks ago, that it was pretty cool, but I was still just in short mode or whatever, so I was still wearing shorts. But at night I'd maybe put a jacket on, but I'd still have shorts. And some people would, he's got shorts on. And it's like, I didn't. But see, it's weird though because like I don't necessarily feel like as cold like in my legs or whatever.
Yeah.
I can wear shorts as long as like I got a jacket on or whatever. Like I'm good.
Right.
I would
Debating
be
if I
that type of person that would wear shorts, probably year round, if it didn't necessarily look weird.
debating if
Yeah,
I
walking around in shorts and then like a big puffy jacket.
Hey
It's just
man,
like,
temperature
what's
control. It's like when you sleep with one leg out. It's
well,
te- it's
right.
it's temperature control.
Exactly. So I have never been that person to sleep with one leg out either.
What? Not even a foot out?
No. I don't know, it's weird. Like I tried so hard to keep my bed like it almost looks like nobody slept in there at all.
Mm-hmm.
So like I used to keep everything like tucked in. But
Military habit.
well, yeah, it was from the military too. I used to keep it all like tucked in and just sleep in and tucked in. But I didn't really like the way that felt with like the pressure just on the top and then
Mm-hmm.
like being like super
Tented
open
out.
on the sides
Yeah.
and stuff. I wanted to be like wrapped up. And so I stopped sleeping with it tucked in, but I still like I keep like the bottom of the bed tucked in
Yeah.
to where like it keeps like everything like centered and all
Mm-hmm.
that stuff as best as I can. So
Yeah.
you never see me like flicking a leg out and like messing up my bed like that.
Oh, whatever. So what do you do when
Big
you get hot?
Steve.
Do you just like totally take the blanket off if you're hot?
I'll like put it down at like waist level.
Oh, okay.
And if that doesn't necessarily work, then I might actually climb all the way out of the blanket if I get like really hot. Sometimes I'll just do like a fanning sort of thing where I'll lift up the
Ah,
blanket and let it kind of,
yeah.
replace the air in there.
Refresh.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I know some people, I don't remember who it was, but I know some people who will make the bed, like make the comforter and everything, and sleep on top of it with a different blanket. And they say, it's so I don't have to make the bed. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you're getting your comforter dirty. Like, what? What? That's the point of like your sheets is to prevent having to wash your comforter as often.
Right.
Like your flat sheet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I use right now,
Just buy a pillow top for your mattress. Jesus Christ.
and I'm probably gonna keep it this way at least through the winter. It might change when spring and summer starts rolling around. But I've been using, a sheet and a quilt for a while, and I just recently bought a fleece weighted blanket, and it's been amazing. So I've been
Yes.
using the weighted blanket on top of my sheet and my quilt, and so it's been pretty good so far. There's a couple nights that here kind of warmed up again almost in like the into the 80s again some
Yeah.
days this week or whatever. And that night or whatever, I might have been a little too warm, but in general through the winter I've been fine. But yeah, it'll probably be too hot come summertime, even with the air conditioning going, because I keep my door closed so my cat doesn't wake me up at night, and maybe try to muffle the sounds of the cockatiels a little bit. But I'll be waking up before the cockatiels now with this new job.
Just a couple times.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I didn't get the chance to say it in the live stream, but I don't really know what happened with her either. But unfortunately, Lazuli, I'm not Lazuli, Lapis died
Oh.
a week and a half ago, something like that.
That was the
That was
parakeet,
the
right?
female parakeet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she had some different weird problems and stuff like that, but and she seemed really good and healthy pretty much all the way up until the point that she died. So I don't really know what happened with her, same as what it was with Lazuli. But I mean, with her, I had no idea how long she was going to live at all anyway, just because she was by herself. Even though she had other birds like in the room, it's just kind of the loneliness factor of not necessarily having another parakeet with you. And then two, she just had like some sort of weird deformity with her legs or whatever, to where she couldn't like really support herself fully, like unless she perched. It's like she would seem fine when she was perched, but she could not like get around on like any sort of like flat surfaces, and she kind of looked really weird when she would like climb up the cage too. So
Yeah.
just a weird way of getting around um some sort of injury from a young age that just, I guess, never healed right or anything like that. But nothing we could really do about it. That's the whole reason I took her in the first place, because she just came in screwed up like that. So, well, who knows? I might end up with some more rescue animals down the road now.
Yeah. Did you watch the fight last night?
I did not watch it. I kind of heard it. It was being played in the other room when I was uh, playing golf on Xbox,
Yeah.
and I kind of watched a little bit of it here and there or whatever, but I wasn't really interested in it. And it pretty much went exactly the way that I thought it was gonna go. Like, from Mike Tyson's side, like he pretty much just, you know, he would do it. There's no way that Mike Tyson could like really win just because Jake Paul's so much younger. Like, and Mike Tyson, you know, we all love Mike Tyson, but there's no way that he could really win.
Yeah.
Um, and then Jake Paul, there's no real way that he can actually win either, because I mean, even though I was talking to one of my friends, and he's just like, "No, you don't really understand, because you never really did like high level competitive sports." Like, but I just kind of feel like Jake, you can't knock out a legend. Like, it's Mike Tyson, and he's like almost 60 years old. Like, you can't knock him out. Like, that's just, oh, so you beat up an old guy. Good for you, man. But then also,
Yeah.
like, you can't like lose to him, because then you got your ass beat by an old guy. And so it's like, when it really comes down to it, none of them can really beat each other. And even at the last part of the fight, Jake Paul just pretty much realized that it's like neither of us can really beat each other. So the last like 30 seconds, he just put his gloves down. It's just like, whatever, fight's over. None of us are gonna win. We can't hit each other. You're too tired, and I can't hit you at all because you're too fast still. So whatever, like fight's over.
Yeah.
And then they both made their millions of dollars. I'm not sure how sports betting works, but I assume since it was ruled a draw, everybody just gets their money back and goes home. Or does everybody lose? I don't know. That's a way to
Unless
really
someone bet.
screw everybody.
Well, unless somebody bet that it was going to be a draw.
Well,
And they
yeah, I
took all the
guess if
winnings.
you bet that it was going to be a draw, maybe you could walk away with something. But if you bet that Tyson was going to win, you lost. If you bet that Paul was going to win, you lost. And if you bet that either was going to lose, you also lost. So it's like, like I said, I don't really know how sports betting like that works because it hasn't been legal in Missouri and I've never done it. And I think we just voted it in, so we'll be starting to do it soon. But I don't know if people get their money back because it's a draw or if just everybody walks away with nothing and the house wins it all. Like, but yeah, that would suck if, I mean, that'd be really a way to like just screw everybody, huh? Start to, like get the fight, get everybody to pay per view, spend a whole bunch of money on it, and then you rule it a draw so that nobody gets any of their money back. The house keeps everything, and then Tyson, Jake Paul each get a couple $1,000,000, and then they don't care. So,
Right.
and that's sports for you, everybody.
Sports.
And that's why I don't watch sports. But anyway, what's up, George RB3? Hello, where is everybody? I don't know where everybody is. I mean, we're on a different time than normal. Haven't streamed the last couple weeks, so people have found other things to do. Whatever.
I
But
think
it's
one of
all
my
going to be
favorite
changing.
I think one of my favorite comments about the fight, like my favorite meme, was somebody said, "This fight could have been an email." Like, could have been an email. I was like, "Oh
Yep.
my god, that's hilarious."
And then yeah, Netflix like crashing on everybody, of course, because like they weren't like prepared enough for how many people were actually going to be streaming it.
So we were watching it on mobile and we didn't have an issue. But yeah, anytime I heard somebody was watching it on a computer or on their TV, like it was just
Yep.
crashing.
So my friend that was watching it in the other room, like when it came to the fight that actually was between Tyson and Paul, she was actually watching some rapper's live stream instead of actually watching it on Netflix because like watching it on live stream on YouTube or on whatever else she was on was actually working and Netflix was not. So
Yep.
I am streaming too and everyone is gone. So I'm watching you all. Oh, well,
Oh,
maybe everybody else has to work at 6 a.m. tomorrow too.
maybe.
No. I am not excited. I haven't had to go to work at 6 a.m. in a long time.
But at least you're only like 5-10 minutes down the road.
That
So
is true. But man, having to set an alarm at like 5 a.m. Ugh.
yeah. Yeah.
Ugh. And here I am sitting there like, do I really need to wake up at 5 a.m.? Could I maybe make it 5:15? But it's like, in that 15 minutes like really worth it? I don't know.
Right.
It'd probably be better to just go ahead and wake up with that extra 15 minutes in case something happens.
Make some coffee, get your lunch together.
Oh, we'll see. I'd still pretty much run with an old school coffee maker, so
I
I
think
get
there
that all
is.
set up at night where I, have a.
Oh,
So my coffee is already brewing at the same moment that my alarm is going off. So I just wake up, put on some clothes, and go out there and grab some coffee.
nice. I think there is still a coffee maker. I don't know when the last time it was cleaned. Um, so maybe see if there's some vinegar laying around and run some vinegar cycles through it before you use it. But yeah,
I have an aquarium club meeting tomorrow. Willamette Valley Aquarium Society.
nice.
Well,
Hey, maybe if Brian closes on Thursdays, we can actually start going to the Maasai meetings.
Well, if he closes on Thursdays, that just means I'm going to karaoke and not having to worry about being late. But
Oh, that's true. That's true.
karaoke starts at 8 on Thursdays. And so even if we close, I can still probably go out there for maybe like an hour or two. Because it goes until like 1 a.m. or something like that. But it just depends on how early I have to work on Friday. Or if I have to work on Friday or whatever. Yeah.
That is true.
Tomorrow is when the rest of my life starts. I just got a text message. Oh, that was my friend from the game night I was at earlier. Yeah, we played some Cards Against Humanity and stuff.
Nice.
It's fun. We also started playing this game, Werewolf. I don't know if you've ever played that game before.
I have not.
There's a couple different versions of it, and I think the original version of the game might have been something else. Maybe it wasn't Werewolf, but more or less, the original version of the game is there's 2 werewolves and everybody else is a villager. And so there's like the night cycle. And so like you shuffle all the cards around. And so out of the group in the room, 2 of the people are werewolves and everybody else is a villager. And so there's like a night cycle where you can, the werewolves can like wake up and see each other, and so the 2 werewolves are aware of who like the werewolves are, and then they just decide to kill a villager, and so one of the villagers like leaves the group, and so then everybody else has to try to figure out who the werewolves are, and so you can like ask questions and all that stuff. And so the 2 werewolves are trying to defend each other, like, no, we're just normal villagers and all that stuff. And everybody starts pointing fingers. And then at the end of the day, you decide to kill one of the people. Everybody votes and you kill one of the people. And if it's a villager, well, then you lose and the werewolves win. If it's one of the werewolves, well, then the villagers win and like game over.
Oh, so it's like Among Us, but
kind of.
Yeah,
and I think it was the original Among Us. Actually, I think Among Us came after this. Because this game was originally created by like a psychology student at Harvard, and it was more or less to prove that a minority in the know will almost always beat the majority that doesn't know.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much how the game works. Like, if there's 2 werewolves, and there's different versions of it, but the version that we played was like werewolf, like one night ultimate werewolf, where there's actually other types of characters other than just villagers. People don't actually die. You only just play like one round, but there's like police officers that are aware of each other. there's like a drunk that doesn't know who he is. He just gets switched out with some random people, and there's other sorts of stuff like that. But anyway, the whole point is that yeah, there's a small group of people that are like a secret society that like know that they're a secret. They're aware of each other, and everybody else doesn't, and they have to try to find the one or two people that do know who they are. And sometimes, at least with the card game version that we were using, you actually have like 3 extra cards. So there's a possibility that only one person might be a werewolf, or even possibly that out of the round, nobody will be a werewolf. So you're sitting there like talking
So
to
it's
each
just a
other,
witch
like
hunt.
asking questions, and like, well, yeah, you're sitting there like pointing fingers at each other, trying to catch people in a lie and all that. Like it's a lot of fun,
Mm.
especially because this version of it, there's actually one of the characters that we were using since we had such a big group was it was called a minion.
Mm.
So the minion is on the side of the werewolves, but the werewolves don't know who the minion is. The minion
Oh.
knows who the werewolves are, but like but you can't like necessarily tell people that you're the minion because you want people to actually not be able to find the werewolves. So you can't just be like, well, it's not these 2 guys, because then they'll obviously know that those are the werewolves. So you have to try to convince people to you're kind of you're trying to convince people that those guys aren't the wolves as well, because you don't want the wolves to be caught. So yeah, there's all these different layers to the game that you can add to it. It's actually really fun, and like I said, there's even more versions of it. Like the one that we played was Ultimate Werewolf, like one night, I think. Um, Ultimate Werewolf one night. Yeah. Here we go. So this is the version that we played. It's available on Amazon. One Night Ultimate Werewolf. There's One Night Ultimate Daybreak, which I don't know what that one is. There's 1 week Ultimate Werewolf, which actually I guess probably gives you do multiple rounds where each one gets more like hardcore and stuff. There's bonus rolls, I guess, so you can play with even larger groups. But what's really cool about this game too, especially at least this one, is it has like a phone app where you can actually like so you just input what characters are in play and which ones are not, and you just hit play and it goes through the night cycle for you. So you don't have to sit there and like it's a built-in narrator. So it says like
Ah.
werewolves wake up, and open your eyes and see who the werewolves are. If there's only one werewolf, you may reach into the circle, the center, and look at one of the cards, and then it's like, okay, werewolves, close your eyes, and then masons, open your eyes and look in to see who the other mason is, and then close your eyes, and you're like, minion, open your eyes, werewolves, give the thumbs up so that the minion is aware of who the werewolves are, and then okay, put your thumb down, and minion, close your eyes. And there's all these different stages and stuff, and it's like, all right, everybody open your eyes, and then you just start questioning people. It's a really fun game.
That's fun. I would not be good at it. I'm not a good liar.
Yeah, my brother's girlfriend's not very good at it either.
Also not good at like that kind of detective work kind of stuff. Like I'm not very good at Clue.
Oh yeah, see,
I
I
also just never really played
love
it.
those those sort of games are like the most fun to me. I love those like mystery, like gotta try to figure out what it is sort of games. Guess Who, all that stuff. I love
I'm actually really good at Guess Who.
Yeah.
Ironically, we played at the Keystone Clash 2 years ago.
Yep.
There
I
was a
played
Fish
it
Fam Guess
too.
Who.
Now that was the Fish Fam channel version of Guess Who, which that was a lot of fun too, because it's like you could give clues based off of like the actual channel itself.
Mm-hmm.
You could give clues based off of like the channel's logo.
Yep.
And yeah, it was a lot of fun. That was actually
really
who came up with that? Was that Annette?
it was Annette. Yep.
Yeah, great idea.
It
Absolutely
was funny though
brilliant.
because like if you don't know like in-depth details about personal details about these people, like about these other Fish Fam members, like, oh, are they East Coast or West Coast? And you have to like look around the table and you're like, I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
I
And
don't know where
it
they
was like,
live.
oh, what person does this person not know?
Do they have brown hair? I don't know.
Is it a
Because not
male or
it wasn't
female?
necessarily
That's a good
right.
question. I think there was a couple of those, channels that I couldn't quite make out whose logo it was. So it's like, I don't know who that is. So,
Right. But no, it was a lot of fun.
oh yeah.
You good?
Yeah.
You just having an existential crisis over there?
Well, it's just like you gotta go to sleep and you gotta wake up early and start work at 6 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's probably just to give you time to really knock out a lot of that training, and then they might start having you on register. Start learning the register.
Yeah.
Yep.
But at least that means like what? I'm off at like 3?
2, yeah. 2, 3, yeah.
Yeah. Nice. I am excited to only work 8 hours.
Yes.
After working 10, 11, even 12-hour days.
It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be you'll be like, are you sure you want me to leave? Are you sure?
But then again, it's like I haven't been at work the last like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I've been kind of on a do whatever the fuck I want schedule. So
right.
Having to be anywhere for any sort of time is going to be any sort of change anyway. So yeah, I just said anyway like 6 times in one sentence.
Sure did.
I'm trying to make myself tired, so
yeah.
Okay.
Just gotta listen to some like I don't know if there's music that puts you to sleep or like rain, like nature sounds or just pure silence.
I'm just trying to mentally get myself in like go to sleep mode.
Wind down. Yep.
But anyway, guys, it's 11 o'clock.
It is.
And it's only been an hour, but we normally would have ended when we started. So
yeah.
And I have work at 6 a.m., which sucks.
I have work at 11 or 12.
Oh, don't rub it in now.
I will. I don't work till 12. 6 hours after.
Okay.
Time.
It's been great, everybody. Like I said, you just have to kind of keep paying attention, and we'll let you know what's going on as best as we can. Look for pop-up streams and all that.
Yep.
But catch you later.
Bye.
See you next time. on another episode of Fish Friends. So